Well done. Well, a Liverpool win and first goal for Liverpool. Sum up your night.
No, amazing. It was good to get back out there and score my first goal here at Anfield and the win as well. So it's a good night.
Is there a sense of relief after the first 40 seconds or so when you might have scored?
Yeah, of course. I should have scored that one as well. But that's a part of being a striker. You miss some and you score some, and I think the most important is to shake it off and to be ready for the next one.
Yeah, you did that. What does it mean? I mean, you must think a lot about that first goal, getting that first goal. So seeing it arrive.
Yeah, no, I just try to play my game and not think too much, and I feel confident in myself. That things will work out, and that when I get my chances, I'll put them away. That's my mindset, and I'm happy I put one away today.
Well, you're working on your fitness, I know, but are you fit and ready to go from the start on Saturday? Because it looks like you might be needed.
Oh, I feel good. I think with every game I play, it's very helpful and it gets me in better shape. So hopefully I'm just getting more and more ready.
How close are you to 100%?
It's difficult to say. I think it's a mixture of fitness-wise and also football-wise. But I feel good. I feel like I'm in a shape to at least make a difference.
Yeah, it's a shame for Hugo. Another goal for him, the winner. But he just got a bit carried away, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he just wasn't aware of being on a yellow in that moment. Can sometimes be emotional, and so when you score a goal and you're just in that moment, so of course it's unfortunate.
Well done tonight, though.
Thank you.
First of all, Arne, how's Giovanni Leone? Because that looked nasty.
Yeah, that's what it did. If a player goes off like that, that is normally not a good sign. But as you probably can understand, we have to. How do you say this in English? We have to wait and see what it is. But normally not positive if a player goes off like this.
How do you sum up the team's night, the performance? Another late win. How do you evaluate it?
Yeah, a late win indeed. Not the best performance, which is I think what you can expect if you play a complete new team, and that is maybe not the biggest problem, but so many players that haven't played for a long time. So you take that into account into some performances, but there were also positives to take. I think Georgi Mamedashvili had a very good game. Giovanni Leone had a very good game. Federico Chiesa had a very good game.
Alexander Isak, a first goal.
A first goal from Alexander, another goal from Hugo. So there were also positives to take from the game, but in terms of how we played as a team, not taking anything away from Southampton, by the way, because they did really well. It wasn't our best performance.
Alexander Isak off and running for Liverpool with the goal scoring 39 seconds really after Southampton should have taken the lead. And how often do we see this in football, Franny? Really great move from Southampton, but first Armstrong and then Tienza, who really should have put the Saints in front.
Yeah, I mean, Armstrong is the sort of player that you want in that kind of position, scoring the consolation goal at Hull City at the weekend and just got unfortunate with the rebound, but the header from Cienza, that's got to go in the back of the net, and it's a key moment of the game, isn't it? And straight away then it's that mentality, I think, as well, like you've gone from potentially taking a lead to going down the opposite end of the pitch and making a mistake, as we heard Will still saying is...
Because they'd intercepted, hadn't they? They'd actually won the ball back. You could see Will still going, everybody calm down, but they'd won the ball back so well until here.
This is the pass, unfortunately, from Alex McCarthy, that it's just not the right ball. And then all the players out of position. You can see the time and space Isak has got to put the ball in the back of the net, and it's a simple goal for someone like him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like what we said at the start of the game. It's Isak in the middle of the goal. He just bides his time, and obviously he's never going to miss from there. And like you say, if you want to beat Liverpool at Anfield, you can't make mistakes like that.
I mean, we actually saw at the beginning of the programme the goal he scored in the fourth round for Newcastle against Chelsea last year in the Carabao Cup. It was identical. And actually for him, having missed that chance in the first minute, well, to be fair, it was a good save. Actually, in the first minute for him, even if you cost £5, let alone 125 million, you want your first goal, don't you? Then you just feel, right, now things can start, I can settle down.
Absolutely, it settles everybody down, strikers, their job is to score. So the longer they miss, the longer the periods go of lack of confidence. They start doubting themselves and overthinking when they do get in front of goal. But luckily for Isak, he should have scored the first one in the first minute. But as he said in the interview, stayed calm, waited for the next opportunity, and he took it.
How would you assess Isak's 45 minutes?
It was quiet. I think Southampton were the better side, sort of first half, and I think I mentioned to you when we were sat just next to the dugouts before half time, Saints need to be going down the tunnel at least on level terms, certainly not behind, and that was the case, wasn't it? So the dynamics changed, I think, from them, that the chance they had, and again, a mistake which would be frustrating from Saints' perspective, but it was a quiet 45, certainly from Isak's perspective, but he scored a goal and it led to ultimately a win.
Well, how would you assess Rio Ngamo this evening? Because first half, very cleverly, Southampton were directing him into traffic a lot. But I thought it was really great the way he wanted the ball still in the second half, didn't he? That didn't dissuade him or deter him in any way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You could see Liverpool were trying to get him the ball to him as quick as possible, but Southampton were clearly aware of his ability, because every time, they tried to double up on him every single time. And when he did come inside, the bench were clapping and almost celebrating because he wasn't, driving at the fullback. But every time he did, he beat him. So hopefully he's going to have to learn with this, because people are going to be aware of his capabilities and they are going to double up on him, and he'll have to get used to it. But if he's positive and drives at people, he's going to be hard to stop. You can see how sharp he is, how quick he is. But like I say, for a young kid to keep wanting the ball at home, it was great to see.
I mean, Franny, age is but a number now, isn't it? We see so many of these kids sort of, well, Arsenal got a 15-year-old, 15, 16, 17, 18, and you look at them, you think, you play every Saturday in the Premier League, not a problem at all. Do you think it's remarkable watching it?
It is. I think, it's harder from probably back in my time, which was a long time ago now, but, I think if you're going to be a top player breaking through in the Premier League at a big club, you've got to be amongst the best in the world almost. It's not just the best in Britain anymore. To be playing at that kind of age, if you're good enough, you get the opportunities. And tonight would have been a big step for him in part of his progress and his learning, starting a game at such a tender age. I mean, getting off to a good start, talking about Isak, he did that, scoring that winner at Newcastle a few weeks back. So, all those kind of things go towards the development of a young player like him. But he was an exciting one, but a little bit quiet at times. In the game here tonight, yeah. But that's all part of learning.
You're allowed to be when you're a teenager, isn't
it? Exactly.
What about Giovanni Leone? That was such. He had a really calm game, didn't he? And it was just on the touchline where we are now, further up. It just seemed to land really awkwardly, and his went past us with a bit of oxygen and his knee braced up. We just really hope he's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed he recovers quick. He didn't look too good at the end, but before that, in terms of how he played, he looked calm on the ball, made some good passes. He didn't really make a tackle until he got injured, because he was reading the game so well. He was just intercepting everything. So he looked really comfortable, and he looked like he could be a great player going forward. So fingers crossed he recovers very quickly.
Do you think he'll be a little bit underwhelmed by how some of those played who were given a chance to audition this evening?
Yeah, maybe. I think the first thing is just make sure your name's in the hat for the next round for sure. But yeah, I think he would have expected to see a little bit more. But in defence of the players that aren't playing that regular, it's hard for them to be match fit, to be completely ready, and to also have so many changes and players in a similar position playing at the same time. That's really going to disrupt the flow of the team, and it looked like it today. We said at half time Southampton looked like the better unit, with less changes, but I think some of the players would have thought that they could do a little bit more, but it is hard to do when you're not at the top peak of your fitness and you haven't been playing football too much, so maybe some of them let a little opportunity go, but I'm sure they'll get another one.
Absolutely. Well, safe journey home to all the Southampton players and all you heading back south. Thank you, Franny, for being with us. Glenn, thank you very much indeed.